Howdy. It's about 8 o'clock and I came out to the cabin for to work out tomorrow, but I came down a day early. Figured I could crash here, and I took care of a couple small things. Getting the ATVs out of storage finally, refilling my batteries and things like that. My father-in-law's coming down tomorrow, but for tonight it's just me. And a gorgeous view of the valley tonight. A little bit of a haze in the air. It rained about 6 o'clock, it's 8 o'clock now. So this heavy, humid, cool air. But it's creating this nice effect on the valley below. Everything seems to be, the fog seems to be coming up from the ground. But yeah, I refilled the batteries. Got a mouse in the battery room. Something got to the mouse before I did and tore them to pieces. Got the ATVs out, and I gotta clean the little 80cc carburetor again. That seems to always clog up. You have to run with a choke on, which is a sure sign that I think it's a pilot jet's clogged. But our field's got clover coming up. It's hard to tell right now. But yeah, we'll see in a couple weeks how it's looking. Our neighbor's field's right here, and this is all clover. They planted it last year, so this is a reseed. Or overseed, I don't know what you call it. They cut it last year, so this is a seed from that. So hopefully ours will get to look like that. Ours is a deer feed blend clover. We'll see how the deer like it. But I'm just gonna go sit up next to the fire and enjoy the quiet. When you live in the city, you don't ever get quiet like this, where the only thing I can hear are birds. In the distance I can hear an ATV really far, far away. But it's pretty much dead silent. You're all by yourself. So I'm gonna go sit back next to the fire, relax, and tomorrow, I have no idea what we're doing tomorrow, but I'll videotape it. So we didn't do a heck of a lot this weekend. One thing we finally got done, which is on our to-do list for about 2 years now, was replacing our ramp for our one shed, which had rotted away. It's about 15 years old, so we replaced it with pressure treated and did that. Like I said, I got the 2 ATVs started the first time of the year, put them back in the pole barn, so they're where they're going to be. We had them kind of tucked away in other places. I'll walk back to show you my other the purchase for this weekend. One of the things we've been working on or planning on for about 2 years now was water. I bring 5-gallon jugs from a village which has an artesian well, and I'm able to fill them up. And I've had plans for what I'm going to do about water, but hadn't actually started anything. When we get the pole barn extension done, which will be starting on soon, you'll start seeing videos on it. We're going to get the rainwater off the back of that roof. It'll be, oh, should pay attention to when I'm walking instead of the video. Like I said, we're going to get the rainwater off that roof, and it's a 30 by 30 roof, so quite a bit of water falls during a rainstorm. And we picked up 2 of these. Most people have seen these. They're 250 gallons each. Welch's is in the area, and you'll see a lot of these for sale on Craigslist. My father-in-law was driving by and saw one on the way down, so we'll pipe these 2 together. I'll have 500 gallons of water, and what I think I'm going to do is use one of my blue barrels as a sediment catch, so the water will first run into there, and then run from the blue into these, and then from there run some underground water line to the cabin, and put filtering and all that at the cabin. And I'm still working on the plans on that, but I have an idea in my head. I'm still also trying to figure out if I should do a 12-volt pump or a 110 pump. And probably do a pressure tank so I don't have to run the pump every time I turn the water. And then at the end of the year I just drain the whole system. So that's my idea. We'll see how it comes out, but you'll start seeing videos on the pole barn. Yeah, we have most of the materials in place to actually get a good start on everything. So probably won't be too much longer. We got to move some trees out of the way and get everything ready. But these will go in that extension on the back, and we'll take the water right from there. And at the end of the year, I just drain these. I'll put a valve at the bottom, so when October rolls around, I'll go back to the 5-gallon jugs for hunting season, because you never know during hunting season if it's going to freeze or not. But I just run it down the hill after that and take everything apart for the winter. Other than that, I cleaned up. I actually did a monumental task. My wife is going to love this. I removed all the tools from the inside of the cabin. Yeah, now that we cleaned up the tool barn, tool shed, I was able to make room for all the tools that were in the kitchen. So that's my wife's going to love that. There's no more sanders and drills and saw blades and stuff like that, except for saw blades that I put on the walls because they're architectural. But yeah, that's it. We did some more shooting with the AR today. My mom's husband came out to check out the tractor for us. He knows more about, he's forgotten more about tractors than I'm ever going to know. So he was looking at that leveling screw I mentioned last week, and is going to, we took it apart, and the inside of the housing is stripped. So he's going to look at seeing if he can get a nut that'll thread on to the top half of it, and then cut the bottom housing in half and weld the nut in place. If it doesn't work, I have other ideas for things we can try, but yeah, that'll be exceptionally cheap, and yeah, might work. The International 240 parts are not as easy to come by, especially that particular part, because it seems to have worn out on a lot of tractors. Anytime I look online for a parted out tractor, those are usually gone. So hopefully that'll work. If it doesn't, like I said, I got some other ideas. But right now it's just dangling. We took the arm off, and we will, in a week or two, we'll hopefully get to put it back on. If not, I'll start looking for parts for my other ideas. But that's it for this week. Next week, I'm planning on coming down on Saturday. Number one task will be getting the lawns mowed. It's been pouring out again, and grass will need to be mowed by next week. Yeah, it's we mowed last week and mowed this week. But yeah, that's about it for this week. Sorry there's not more to report on. Some weeks are quieter than others. But thanks for watching.